Hello, Crypto Novos. My name is Chris Brown. I'm the host of the channel, and today I'm going to do a analysis of a company that has brought together the technology of blockchain and the technology of artificial intelligence. The company is known as Fetch.ai. So let's take a look at what they're bringing to the table to basically improve the functions of our everyday life by bringing these two technologies together. First, let's give a shout out to Swan. Again, I always love sharing Swan because I think if you're looking at investing into Bitcoin specifically or only, Swan has a really good program for you to dollar cost average in, and it's worth you taking the time. As you can see, you can save as little as $10 a day as part of their programs. But they have a variety of ones for people that are just investing a few dollars, and they even have a private niche within their company for those that are wanting to invest 100,000 or more. Also want to give a shout out to my book, it's a crypto dictionary known as Crypto Novos Scriptionary. And I've got a bunch of acronyms in there, about 100 different definitions, and a little bit of information on the history of digital money. So I think this would be a very good book for those of you that are just trying to weave your way through all of the navigations of all these different terms that are being used within the marketplace today in cryptocurrency. And of course, this video is for educational purposes only. It is not investment advice into cryptocurrency. As always, do your own research to better understand what the project is doing and if it aligns with your investment strategy and is going to give you the returns that you're looking for you and your family. So enough on that. As always, I try to educate you and let you know that there are really 12 different influencers into price for any given token or currency, digital currency. I try to cover about 5 of them in these presentations, but the remaining ones you still need to look at so that you can make a really good, wise decision about what you should be investing in. So let's take a look at Fetch.ai and their basics. As mentioned before, it is an AI, artificial intelligence, and blockchain platform. It was launched in 2017 in Cambridge by a UK team. They have done a smart city trial as they're developing their technology. They're obviously into, not obviously, but they're into definance like a lot of people are. They have technology related to smart homes and a lot of other different market niches that we're going to take a look at a little bit closer in listing further in the presentation. But let's first jump into the technology. Fetch.ai is a building technology to power machine-to-machine economy. Okay, so basically they're dealing with artificial intelligence. And this includes a novel blockchain and a generic framework for building off-chain protocols using techniques from what they call multi-agent system. And if we look down at the bottom, it says Fetch.ai technology stack is built on using principles derived from a branch of artificial intelligence known as multi-agent systems. So when you hear that term multi-agent systems, that's AI. So here are the different components. There's basically 4 of them. It's the agent framework, which provides modular and reusable components for building this platform of artificial intelligence. It's an open economic framework, which provides search and discovery functions. You've got the agent metropolis, which is really the collection of smart contracts which run on the web assembly and maintain the records of agreements between agents. And then, of course, the blockchain itself, which it combines novel multi-party cryptography and the game theory to provide a secure and censor-resistant consensus. The number of tokens are 1.2 billion, and these are utility tokens, so they are required to find, create, and deploy and train autonomous economic agents. They're essential for smart contracts and Oracle transactions. They build and connect the agents to the network, and they can be stacked, which is really important for long-term investors. The circulation supply is sitting right now at 65% of the 1.2 billion, which is a little over 746 million. Let's take a look at their successes for 2021. So as an architect, I found this smart city trial extremely interesting. It was done actually in Munich, Germany, and just to high level summarize what they essentially did is they were focused on what they call smart parking or in congestion. And so in a highly dense metropolitan area where parking isn't always going to be an issue, they basically hooked up these parking structures and automobiles to the AI and blockchain system. And essentially what they're trying to do is they're trying to make parking more efficient for consumers. So if you're on street A and you're right next to a parking structure, you will be notified as to whether or not there's spaces in that structure for you to go and park, and so therefore you can turn. Or if not, it will alert you that there may be a parking structure 2 or 3 blocks down the road and alert you as to where those parking spots are and how many are available in those particular structures further down the street. Now that's a high level oversimplification of what they're doing, but it's essentially it. The implications of this are enormous because I'm just talking about parking within a city. I mean, you can take this technology and you can ramp it up to how do you then manage traffic flow on freeways or highways. And then you can not just focus on just traffic congestion, you can actually focus on city utilities as well. So there's a lot that this can be practically applied to. And as you guys know, I'm a big firm believer on really strong business cases and investing in projects that have them. And I believe that Fetch is one of the ones that has an extremely strong business case. And I think there's a big future ahead of this company. And I think the price of Fetch will do extremely well as adoption occurs with two things, AI and blockchain. They're in the decentralized finance world. They have an innovative platform. They're doing partnerships with Uniswap and PancakeSwap. And what they're trying to do is they're basically trying to help the participants within this marketplace overcome barriers into entry by using this technology. Here's a list of use cases. So you've got delivery agents. Again, this is all AI. You have the traveling agents. You have collective learning. You've got sign agents. There is an application of this in supply chain. As mentioned before, there's an application in transport and mobility, not just in automobiles, but you've got trains, planes, and automobiles, busing systems, mass transit systems, etc., that this can be applied to. EV infrastructure, there's another application for this. The energy sector of the market, and then smart homes. So there's a lot of things that you can apply this marriage of blockchain and AI together, and they are investigating all of this. If you go and you check out their website and dig into it in depth, there is a lot of great information on their website about what they are presently doing. This stuff is actually in place and it's being tested, and they have great partnerships with educational institutions as well as businesses. And so they have a strong desire to monetize the technology that they're putting together. And the president themselves says that's one of their main focuses is how they can do that. Okay, so let's take a look at the price predictions for 2021. We're almost done. Fetch.ai is hovering around the 116 level. It bounces up and down from 114 to maybe 119, but this is generally speaking where it sits. So it's just above the 100. It's just outside of the top 100. It has done extremely well this year. This is just simply looking at it from the middle of the summer. Back in July, it was sitting at around 21 cents. And it's done just almost about a 5x in September. It started really to climb in September like a few things did, and it wicked as high as $1.19. So in the middle of the month, this is essentially earlier in the week, this is where Fetch was sitting, about 65% circulation supply, which was a little over 746 million. Its market cap was about 657 million. Market dominance was sitting at 0.03 cents. The price at this time was around 87 cents, which is where it's kind of hovering right now in between 85, 82, 87 cents. But its all-time high was on the 8th of September, which was at $1.19. Its price relative to BTC is what you can see. And here's the great thing. It started the year off at a nickel, and it got as high as $1.19. That's a 23, almost a 24x, and the year's not even over, and we haven't even reached the peak in the bull run yet. So there's still some movement and some activity where this particular token can go on the upside. And in terms of the swing, that's a very, very nice swing, which tells me that this is a coin to really or token to really watch in the bear market. Okay, so a couple different scenarios. If Bitcoin reaches the 100,000 mark, where could Fetch be? I've put it at basically $1.90, which gives you a market cap of about 1.4 billion with the present circulation supply. If the crypto market gets as high as 3.3 trillion from its 2.1 now, which seems very possible, just based on market dominance, it might be sitting at $1.32. So it is still there's still some price up to the upside beyond its all-time high of $1.19. If Bitcoin goes a little bit higher, let's say another 25% higher, and it reaches 125, then you could possibly see a price of about $2.38. And if the market cap increases to about 5.5 trillion, then maybe you're sitting at $2.21. So bottom line is that if Bitcoin reaches about 125,000 in that range somewhere, Fetch could go beyond simply $2, which means it would almost more than double than where its all-time high is today. So let's just kind of take a look at the range. I've given you a range from $1.32 to $2.38, which is the average would be $1.57. If I took that from where it is presently right now at around 87 cents, that's about a 1.8x from its present position. But it's well beyond the 24x that it was from the start of the year. So what are my final thoughts on Fetch? I like the token a lot. I like the fact, number one, it has a fixed supply. Number two, I like it has a strong, extremely strong business case that I personally like and can relate to, and that's the combination of artificial intelligence and blockchain. It has real-life applications. They're real-life projects that are presently being worked on right now, and this is a project and a company to watch to see how they continue to advance, how those test pilots and those case studies fare out. I think they've got some great partnerships with other crypto projects which have credibility as well. So from my perspective, Fetch.ai is definitely a project worth investing into and accumulating in the bear market. Keep in mind, it started this year off at 5 cents. It went up to $1.19. I'm thinking that it could hit somewhere around $1.57 is my guess. And if it retraces back around the 90% level, that means it might be around 15 cents. You can pick this up at. And that would not be an expensive token to purchase, with the potential of the upside being, I could see it in the next bull run, exceeding $2. So take this into consideration. I hope this information has been good for you. If there's anything that you've liked about it, please subscribe to the channel and, of course, like the video. Again, this is Crypto Knows. My name is Chris Brown, the host, and this is where newbies can become masters. I'll see you in the next video.